Today I'm going to be doing a really pretty end of winter makeup tutorial for y'all. Lately, since it's January and all of the holidays are over, I'm not feeling winter. It's snowing behind me in the window outside and I'm absolutely sick of it. Basically, lately I've been combining my favorite trends from the summertime and bringing them into my winter routine just to make me feel a little bit better about my fair skin and feel like summer's a little bit close. So I still did a smoky eye, which I love having smoky eyes year round, but the eye that I did today is really, really warm, and I used a lot of matte shadows, and I like having matte shadows in the winter time because they don't glisten the same way that they do in the summer, and it just kind of creates a nice, sultry, pretty look. So I love using my matte shadows for winter, but I had to incorporate some warmer colors because I've been missing those dearly. Also, I made sure to put on a lot of bronzer and a really nice warm blushing blush, and I use like a coral color for that. I just like having enough to give me a glow, but it's not a bold statement blush like you might see in the winter. For my eyes as well, I did a really thin liner. In the winter I tend to do a really thick and sultry and sexy liner. I also tend to do a lot of winged liners in the fall time because I love that trend, but I just decided to keep it simple and thin because I'm ready for summer. Going a little bit heavier with my bronzer not only gives me a really nice contour, but it just really flatters my skin tone now that it's getting colder outside, and my skin's been really, really fair and dead lately, so I had to touch up with a little bit of self tanner as well. And for the lips, I still went with a bold red lip, which I think is absolutely wonderful for the winter seasons. I love having a bold lip for the season, but I like bold lips year round as well, and I find that a really glittery, glistening lip is super on trend every single summer. I love when you catch a little bit of a glistening glitter on your lips during the summer seasons as the sun is shining and you just feel like a beautiful Victoria's Secret model. So I used a red lip gloss today as well, which normally in the winter time I go for a lot deeper red lips, and I like to keep it matte because it's a very pretty trend for the fall time. So if you guys want to see how I got this summer inspired winter makeup tutorial, then stay tuned. So I've already applied my foundation and I don't currently have a foundation routine up, so if you guys want to see that or have any questions about how I apply my skin makeup, go ahead and leave me questions down below or request down below and I'd be happy to do that for you. Firstly, going into the winter months, I like to start using my Jergens Natural Glow, and starting around January every year, this is when I start using this because I find that I let my skin go a little bit more fair as the winter starts approaching. As the sun says goodbye, I let my skin lighten up. I think it's a nice refreshing change to get your skin a little bit lighter because in the summertime I am typically tanning quite a bit, and this has been my favorite for a couple of years. It's the Jergens Natural Glow Daily Facial Moisturizer, and this is for the fair to medium skin tones, and I just like it because it's really gradual and it's really light and easy, and I've never had any problems with it going orange or not blending well with my face. So I just tend to do that from my top of my head down to like the bottom of my chest area, and it just blends in really, really nicely, and then I can feel like a little bit more alive and get a little bit more of a glow to my skin as I am sick of being pasty. So the shadows that I'm going to be using today are from my Naked palette, and this is by Urban Decay. This is the original palette. The reason why I chose this one is because this is one of my favorite shadows to use in the summertime. It's just a really nice range of warm shadows. I love having the shimmers to work with as well as the matte. So I'm going to be using Naked and Buck, and I'm going to go in with a little bit of Dark Side and Sidecar, and then I'm also going to be using Virgin as my highlight. I've already applied my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is just an eyeshadow primer. This helps my lids to stay crease free all day long, and it's going to help the shadows to really adhere to my eyes with true color, and it's not going to fade or crease throughout the day. So I'm starting with Sidecar, and I'm just going to start by applying this all over my lid. I'm keeping the color below the crease. I like having a little bit of shimmer to work with because matte shadows tend to blend a lot better with a little bit of shimmer underneath them. And I also really like this color, and I think it's just going to open up and brighten my eyes a lot. Then I'm going to take Virgin, and I'm going to apply this on my inner corner as my highlight. This color also has a shimmer to it, but it's more of a lighter sheen. And then I'm also going to carry that up on my brow bone. Now I'm going to take Naked with a crease brush, and I'm going to apply this all over my crease. This is going to be my transition shade, and I love this color on the lids because it just acts as a true bronzer. So I even use a bronzer for this sometimes. If I don't have this palette on hand, I'll just go in with a little bit of bronzer and use that to darken up my crease. I just love having this warm matte color on my lids. It helps me feel like everything is just warmer and glowing. Now I'm going in with a natural Sedona lace brush, and I'm just taking Buck and using it to darken out the outer corner of my crease. So I'm just gonna start right here on the outer V and blend its way in. And this is just gonna create more dimension and more depth to the look. And again, I love this matte, neutral, warm shade. Now I'm taking a small contour brush from e.l.f. in the color Dark Horse, and I'm gonna apply this on my outer V. I'm gonna really use this color to create dimension. And I just love having a darker, warm color opposed to using a black because it just makes the whole look a lot more warm, and I just think it's really fun for the summer. Now I'm taking an Urban Decay blending brush, and I'm going to use this to smooth out any harsh lines. I'm going to take this Dark Horse and blend it more into my crease and just continue to do these windshield wiper motions until that whole crease is blended to the shade that I like. And then just make sure this bottom corner gets really, really blended and even. I like to blend this shadow up a little bit high, so there's just a thin highlight. I just like a really warm, big, smoky eye. And in the wintertime, I feel like you can get away with really smoky looks. Okay, and I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit more to make sure I create a really even depth. And I wanna make sure that both eyes match. I'm going back in with my Sedona lace brush, which I just put a little bit more of my Naked shadow on. And I'm gonna use this to really blend out this color. I like using a little bit of my transition shade to blend out my dark colors because I feel like it just looks a lot more natural and it helps avoid any dark lines at all. Now for the eyeliner, I'm using my Maybelline Line Stiletto liquid liner, and I'm just gonna create a really, really thin line that's just as close to my lash line as I can. I just want enough to give this look a little bit of a pop and make my lashes look a little thicker, but just a thin line will do. Now I'm taking a black eyeliner and I'm going to tightline, which just means to fill in this space between your eye with eyeliner, and that's just gonna help darken up everything, and I like it because it really opens up the eyes. And then I'm going to use it down here on my lower lash line, and I'm only going to go about 2/3 the way in, so I'm going to stop right here. And I think that leaving this section right here, the inner third where your tear ducts kind of start to go inward, if you leave that part empty and open, I feel like it just makes your eyes look a lot bigger and brighter. And this step's optional, but I like to take a little angled brush like this one with a matching eyeshadow, and I kind of just smoke it out and smudge it out a little bit. And I like this because I like the smoky look that it gives, and it helps my eyeliner to last a lot longer. I'm gonna go back in with Virgin and just touch up this inner corner, and this is really gonna brighten up everything, and I just love the way that it gives my eyes a little bit of a glisten, which reminds me of a summertime glow, but I still don't have too much of a summer look going on that it's appropriate for winter. I'm using my Rimmel eyebrow pencil to line the bottom of my eyebrows. I like using this to redefine my eyebrows. I never do a look unfinished without filling in my brows. I just think this is a really important step, especially when you're doing a smoky eye. And I'm going in with my NYX eyebrow powder and an angled brush, and I'm just finishing off and filling in any scarce areas in my brows. Now I'm using my Maybelline Under Eye Eraser, and I'm just gonna clean up underneath my eye. This is gonna help brighten up this look, and I love highlighting underneath my eyes and on my brow bone, but I also like doing this so that I can make sure I clean up any fallout that I may have gotten down on my cheeks. So now it's time for mascara. I'm just gonna curl my lashes and apply 2 coats of my mascara to my lower lashes and my upper lashes. This is the Bare Essentials Buxom Mascara. Alright, so for the rest of my face, I'm going in with my Lorac Tantalizer, and I'm going to use this bronzer to contour and bronze up my whole face. So I'm going to start over on my outer cheekbones, and I'm going to really contour and just bronze up everything. And then just take the bronzer up onto your forehead and blend it down into your temples. I love contouring year-round. I find that contouring just really helps shape your face and make you look really pretty, but I love using this bronzer because it has a really nice warm glow to it as well, but it's still matte and great for contouring. Alright, I'm going to go in with my powder brush and just make sure everything blends nicely. I don't want any harsh lines on my bronzer, and I just like to know everything is set and ready to go. Now, the blush that I'm going to be using is by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and it's called Candid Coral. It's just a really pretty, light, natural color. It has a little bit of a coral sheen to it, I guess, But for the most part, I just find that it's a really natural color, which I like when I'm trying to go for a bronzed look, because I like having a color on my cheeks no matter what, but this isn't too harsh and it's just enough to give me a glow without being an overbearing blush color. The highlighter I'm using is by Physicians Formula, and I'm just going to start on my outer corner right here, just on my temples, and blend it under my eye and bring it up onto my temples. And this just gives me a really pretty glow. Again, for summer, my favorite products are bronzers and highlighters. I just love having a shimmering, glowing look. And I'll just take the rest and apply it down my nose and on my Cupid's bow, just enough to give me a little bit of a glisten. So for my lips, I'm gonna go with a really bright red lip, which is still really nice for the winter time, but I'm going for more of a summer red. In the winter, I tend to go more darker colors, put some burgundies or raspberries, or even more like oxblood, really dark plummy colors. But for the summer, I like a really bright, true red. And this reminds me of like a Taylor Swift red. So I love these two products. This is the Red Revival by Maybelline, and that's the lipstick I'm gonna start with. Alright, and if you want to leave your lips as a little bit more of a fall or a winter trend, you can always leave them matte, but I think a very summery thing to do is to apply gloss. So I'm going to be applying this really pretty red gloss. This is the Gleaming Grenadine, I think, by Maybelline, and I love these lip glosses. Alright guys, well that's it for this makeup tutorial. I've gotten a ton of requests lately to do more makeup looks. Seeing as that I work at Sephora, I tend to have a lot of ideas on my mind, and it's so hard for me to narrow them all down, and I don't know what you guys want to see. So if you want to leave me a description down below just of what you guys want to see or what makeup looks you're interested in me doing, then I would love to do them for you. As always, I love and appreciate you guys. Please check out my links down below. I love seeing you guys following me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will talk to you guys later. Mwah.